Well, hi everybody, and welcome back to the next video in the quiz setup series. There's much more to do on the question bank, and I'm going to wait until we get our actual quiz built, and it'll make a lot more sense for everyone involved. So here we are on the main page. We're going to the upper right hand corner, and we're going to turn editing on. We know it's on when the button turns red, and I'm going to topic number 1. Select Add an Activity or Resource, and we're going down almost to the bottom of the list and select Quiz. Select the Add button, and here we go. We're going to actually build the container which controls and houses those questions we were playing with in the last video. I'm going to call this Chapter 1 Quiz. I do not need to add a description. Notice there is no asterisk, but I think it's a good idea because this is what the student will see when they look at the quiz, and it'll help them determine they're in the proper place. You can add a description on the course page. Notice how everything's clustered together. I'm going to the upper right-hand corner, and I'm going to choose Expand All. Okay, open the quiz. If you want a specific date and time, this is where you do it. I'm going to use the Enable on the lower right-hand side of this first block, and when I select Enable, now I can make changes. I'm going to use the little calendar, and because I'm recording this outside of school, I'm going to say it starts Monday, July 27th. We have a drop down for the time. The first is the hour. I'm going to say it begins at 4 p.m. and notice that's military time. It's 1600, and I'm going to use the 00 to indicate the top of the hour. You need to close the quiz if you open it, so let's select Enable again. Let's use the calendar. I'm going to let this quiz run through Friday the 31st, and I'm going to have it close at midnight, which is 0000. Once that's selected, time limit. I recommend using a time limit, otherwise this thing just goes on till they decide to submit it, which is not all that bad for a practice study guide as I think of it. I'm going to give 45 minutes for this quiz. Now, when the time expires, you have several options, and here's a drop down. There is a grace period. Attempts must be submitted or they are not counted. That is the most strict. And the most student-friendly open attempts are submitted automatically. So you pick the one you like. I'm going to choose there is a grace period when open attempts can be submitted. Submission grace period, I'm going to be a real nice guy and give them 5 minutes. That gives the quiz total time 50 minutes. Let's scroll down to the next one, grade. We talked about how to build a grade category in a separate series of videos, and I recommend having a quiz category for your content. Attempts allowed. You may choose as many as you wish. I am generally defaulting to 2 because a lot of students insist on trying to take this on their cell phone, on the bus, on the way to Fortuna. And for some reason, there's a lot of packet loss and it doesn't work out well. This is a classroom management choice, and you set whatever you feel comfortable with. I am going to give 2 attempts for this quiz, and I'm going to select highest grade. The layout question order is going to either be shown on the screen or shuffled randomly. This gives you an opportunity to mix the quiz up, and there's another area which you will also need to specify random questions, but this helps you make it effective. And new page. I like to say a new page every 2 questions. It keeps the screen active and helps prevent time out. Now, shuffle within questions is kind of cute. When I take the test, the correct answer to question number 3 will be answer A, and then if you shuffle within the question, when you take it, the correct answer is going to be number C. So decide if that's something in your classroom management style that you like. How questions behave in feedback is a purely personal choice. Now, review options. This section can get you in a wee bit of trouble. Choose, for example, immediately after the attempt, do you want the right answer to be shown? If you don't, especially if you're giving 2 attempts, you would uncheck that box. Well, the quiz is still open. Do you want the correct answer shown? Well, if not, uncheck the right answer. And maybe you never want the right answer shown, although I think it's good practice to do so. One thing in the after the quiz is closed column, I've seen people remove the check from the points, and that makes it absolutely impossible to grade because there's no points to go into the grade book. So please make sure there is a check in points and make an academic decision concerning when and if you wish the right answer to be shown. Appearance, showing the picture, and extra restrictions on attempts. These are things that you will decide if you want to use. Password, network address, that type of thing generally are not used. Feedback, again, a personal choice. You do need to put in grade boundaries, so if I get between 90 and 100%, I'm going to see something like good job. If I get something between 0 and 10%, I will not get such a positive message and a possible remediation. Common module settings are the same in all areas, and visible means we can see the quiz, so you can build a quiz in advance of giving it and keep it hidden until it's time. ID number, don't put a number in there, please. Pass on that urge. If you feel the need, call me. I'll talk you out of it. Group modes, that can be set at the class or the quiz level, and there's a separate video on care and cleaning of your groups, and we do not use grouping here at HSU. It does not work well. Restrict access, this is something I would recommend you come in and talk to us about, or we'll come to you. This is a very powerful tool, and if you simply want to keep people within a specific time frame, we talked about how to do that as we scrolled up to the top of the page and we used the timing block. The restrict access will pull things completely out of Moodle. Oh my gosh, look at the time. Let's go ahead and save and return to course, and let's get on back to our next video, and we'll talk a little bit more about quiz setup. Thank you.